Hi, everyone. My name is Cathy. I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I also suffer from chronic pain. Also, I'm a frontline worker, so I'm an X-ray technologist at Oakville Hospital, and I have suffered with pain for a long, long time. I played a lot of sports as a kid, and also have a lot of work injuries. So it's something that I deal with daily. So I consider myself a little bit of an expert at pain and inflammation. So how I got started with doTERRA about 5 or 6 years ago, and I was having actually chronic pain in all of my joints, extreme fatigue, some hormone issues. And so I went to my doctor, which is the next step usually, right? And he did a bunch of tests. He said, there's nothing wrong with you. He suggested I went in pain medication. And I just wasn't okay with that. I knew there was something wrong with my body. And as women, I think we know when there's something going on. So I saw a naturopath, and she immediately said, you're in adrenal fatigue, did a bunch of tests, and gave me some natural solutions. And about the same time, I met Kelly, actually, who's on this call, and she was selling doTERRA essential oils. So I thought, what the heck, I'll try, I've had some success with natural solutions. So I decided to try some essential oils. And this brought me to sharing oils with everyone I know. So I feel like as women, we tend to look after ourselves last. We look after our kids and our spouses and our work and our careers and the house and all the things, and then we don't look after ourselves. So my goal with my business is to look after women who tend to not look after themselves and help them with some natural solutions. So today we're going to be talking about pain and inflammation, which is a huge problem. And, it's really important to learn how to heal from the inside out. And that's not something that we hear very often. We hear from our doctors. And first of all, I work in healthcare and I believe in modern medicine. I am not a doctor, so this is all from experience, my own personal experience. So as doctors, they're taught in med school to prescribe medication for a symptom. But what I think is really, really important is to prevent these symptoms from happening, or support your body from the inside out so that you can heal and increase your strength from the inside out to help heal yourself. So how do I do that? Diet is a really important thing. I mean, not a diet, but just the way we eat is super important. I know for me, sugar is a big issue. I normally eat a lot of grains and things like that. So when I'm having a flare up with my inflammation, the first thing I do is I cut out sugar and grains. And for me, those are my triggers. So I'm actually I was off work for about 8 weeks. I just went back to work this week, and so stepped up my diet. I stopped eating those things that I know cause inflammation, and continued with my normal protocol that I use daily so that I can keep that inflammation down. So because injuries are going to happen, but if we support ourselves, then they will recover a lot quicker, which is super helpful. So like I said, your diet is really important, but I have a protocol and I use completely natural products with doTERRA. And I start with this beautiful supplement line. This is our lifelong vitality supplements, and they not only decrease inflammation, but they support your body in wellness benefits. So they're general wellness and vitality. They're an antioxidant and DNA protection, energy metabolism, bone health, immune function, stress management, cardiovascular health, healthy hair, skin, and nails, liver function, digestive function, lung and respiratory, and also gentle on the stomach, which is super helpful because I know with me, when I've taken supplements in the past, they are not gentle on the stomach. Now, the difference with these guys are that they're plant-based. So most supplements that you'll get, and this is something I had no idea about before I started with doTERRA, is that most supplements you get from the store are synthetic. So what does that mean? It means that your body does not absorb them like they would if they were a natural product, if they came from plants. So, you know, when you take those supplements and you pee that bright neon color, that is you peeing out those synthetic supplements that you just paid money for. So the great thing about these supplements with doTERRA is that they're plant-based and they're completely absorbable by your body. Your body knows what to do with them. So you're getting what you pay for. You are able to use every bit of those supplements to support your body. And because they're supporting your body, they're lowering the inflammation. So that is the first thing I do on my protocol. Deep blue polyphenol, though this is a wonderful supplement, and again, totally plant-based, and it includes frankincense, turmeric, ginger, green tea, and pomegranate grapeseed and extract. So you get the idea. Everything that you should possibly have that's anti-inflammatory and natural is in this. So we support ourselves with these two things, and that's, like I said, healing from the inside out, which is so important. Now, there are a few other things that we use internally, and one of them is copaiba. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of copaiba before, but you probably have heard of CBD. So copaiba is a CBD equivalent. It's actually more potent than CBD oil, but comes from a completely different plant. So no THC, not even a worry of it. And it's much more potent than CBD oil and much more effective, and obviously way easier to get and a lot cheaper. So copaiba is the other one I use for my pain protocol. So I'm going to tell you a little story of how I came up with this protocol. And it's something I use on myself now, but when I first started, and I had actually just met my boyfriend 4 years ago, he had been in a terrible car accident 20 years before and had a really bad brain injury and also multiple other injuries, including his back. So when I met him, he was on narcotics for his back pain, a lot of narcotics, and it was not good. And here I am trying to live this natural lifestyle, and he's popping whatever he was popping at every single night, just to not have to stress about how much pain he was in. So what I did is I asked him if he would start these vitamins. I just told him they were vitamins. And he said, yeah, sure. So I started giving him these. So he took them every day. He took the copaiba under his tongue. Now doTERRA has since created these gel caps, and what they are is just a veggie cap with the copaiba in it. So it's just like a little bit of an easier way to do it. But at the time we didn't have those. So he would take a drop of copaiba in the morning under his tongue. And I gave him the deep blue polyphenol and the supplements that I told you about. So a couple months go by, and I'm not telling him that this is an experiment. And after 3 months, he completely stopped taking his narcotics. He was on no pain medication anymore. So that proved to me, obviously, that reducing that inflammation in your body is so important in how you're feeling, that it works, that it actually works taking these natural supplements, which is so cool. So like I said earlier, I have a bunch of injuries as well. And a lot of people don't want to start with the supplements, and I get that. It's, you know, there's always someone trying to sell you something, and I totally understand that, but I just wanted you guys to know that doTERRA is way more than pretty smells. It's way more than just a bunch of oils that we diffuse. These actually help with your health. They prevent things. They support you in so many different ways, both emotionally and physically. And if you are in chronic pain, and I know this because I am as well, it can be very, very emotionally draining as well. So through all of this, and I use this protocol daily, but I support myself emotionally on a lot of different levels, getting through those hard days where you're very, very sore or swollen or can't move around quite as well as you'd like to. You can't do the things that you'd like to. Supporting yourself emotionally with oils as well. But the other way, obviously, you can use our products are topically, so on your body. And I have a great example from today that I use this deep blue so I have, like I said, I have a back injury, and the area that I was working in today, I have to wear a lead apron. So you know those huge lead aprons you wear at the dentist? I had to wear that for 3 hours straight, standing in one spot, which wasn't ideal for my back, but I put this on before. So if you haven't used deep blue kind of makes you feel cool and hot at the same time, completely natural, and it drives right deep into your tissues, and it actually helps take that pain away and the inflammation. So I put this on my back before this procedure I was doing. And I had my lead apron on, which weighs probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 pounds. And as I got warm in there with my lead on, this area in my back would heat up again and cool down and heat up, and I could feel it working and helping me feel better, because otherwise I would have been in agony for sure. So it's just so great to have something like this in your bag at work, or whoever's going to work right now. I think probably just the hospital people going to work right now, but this one is something I carry with me all the time. It's always with me, because you never know when you're going to have a flare up, and no one wants that. Again, copaiba I take right now because I have this injury. I take one at night, one in the morning. And so you would take it like you would take an Advil, except that it's natural and it doesn't tax your body in any way. And then I have some other topical solutions that I use for different joint pain. I have a really bad wrist. This combination is lemongrass, copaiba, and frankincense. And that one's really good for bone pain, arthritic pain, small joint pain. And I love that one for that. So those are just a few of the solutions that I use, but I would love to hear what you guys think about all of this, and maybe let me know what issues you're having so that I can maybe kind of guide you or help you in any way. I'll just look at the chat. Oh, someone had to leave. Okay. Any questions at all, guys, or comments or anything? No? Okay.
I was trying to unmute myself, but
oh, okay, good. Oh, yay. Thank you.
The last thing that you showed, so I had you small on my screen. What was it? The last thing you said for the bone arthritis thing?
So this is, I'm just trying to remove the pen, so I'm not so big here.
That's okay, I can see you now.
Yeah, so it's frankincense, lemongrass, sorry, it's kind of shiny there.
Okay.
Lemongrass, frankincense, copaiba. So copaiba is that one that I was saying is a CBD equivalent.
Yeah.
And so effective. And so a lot of the time, like for this small joint wrist pain, it's an arthritic wrist, basically. I love this. It works super well, takes away that that throbbing, aching, and I know you have a neck issue and you probably have that too, like that achy
Yeah.
in the bone pain. And so I love this one.
So
And
it's topical?
this one's topical. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you can take copaiba and frankincense internally,
Yeah.
but I find it really, and I'm doing that. I do that regularly with like that whole
The other
protocol I was
things,
telling you
yeah.
about. But when I'm having like more pain in this joint, I love this combo. This is a great one. The other thing that is a really good idea is this deep blue. It supports, I mean, it supports joint pain, don't get me wrong, but you kind of figure out what works best for you and everyone's different, right? So you have to
Yeah.
kind of try things. And so I have also a knee issue, which is, it's ridiculous right now, actually. I'm falling apart, but I love to put a few drops of the copaiba in the deep blue. It's super helpful for pain, for that deep pain as well. And the knee's a bit of a bigger joint than the wrist or the neck, but so like you just have to, the thing with essential oils and anything natural is you kind of have to, everyone's different, everybody's made up differently, and we all react differently to these things. So it's really important just to give things a try, and then you can kind of adjust what's working for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then Patricia just posted a question. I have hip pain. Can you use these products with other meds? Yes. So yes, you can. There's certain meds that like if you're diabetic and you're on metformin, this is just an example, you're not supposed to eat grapefruit, right? But the interesting thing with doTERRA is that so that's the juicy part of the grapefruit. All of our citrus oils come from the rind, so the outside part of the fruit. So it doesn't interact with that type of medication. Yeah, so if there's something specific, we could talk about that later, Patricia. But I have tons of people who are using these natural solutions and they're completely fine with their medication. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like I might have said this before, but like I said, the doctors treat symptoms, and I see this all day at the hospital. I see people who are already sick or already having replacements and things like that. And a doctor will never tell you that you should, I've never had a doctor, and I love my family doctor, but he's never said, maybe you should try some things to reduce your inflammation, because, they just don't, that's not something they learn. It's really interesting and kind of terrifying at the same time. Yeah, it's really funny. So, yeah, I think that I mentioned everything I was going to say. Chronic pain can be debilitating, and I live that every day, and I work in a very physical environment, so that's part of the problem, obviously. And over the years things happen, and I'm just so thankful to have found something that works, first of all, and that it's not affecting my body, because when we take medication, it has to be filtered through your kidneys or your liver, and that puts stress on them. So if you want to, if you can reach for something natural, then those organs are going to last a lot longer. If you have to take meds, that's fine. But one less synthetic medication, and it's just better for your body. So it's just something to consider and something to, take into account, right? When you're deciding how you're treating things. Yeah, any other questions? Great. Well, I'm going to stop the recording, and then we can have any sort of conversation afterwards. But I want to thank you guys, and thank you, Lindsay, from the Yogashala, for having me. And if you guys want to reach out to me, I'm on Facebook as Cathy Watson, obviously. On Instagram as Cat Watson. And I'm happy to guide you and teach you what I know. So, and also I'm doing a hormone talk on Saturday. If anyone is interested in coming to that, just let Lindsay know. All right, so I'm gonna just